Ooh, child. This is heavy. Hey guys, Shalita here. Welcome back to my channel. So for today, we've got book mail. Yay! So today, we've got some book mail, as well as our June wrap up and our July TBR. So, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. All right, let's get into things. So let me first address some things. It is storming outside, so you may hear some rain, claps of thunder, falling tree branches. No worries, we are indoors, we are all safe. Additionally, the house is full, and by the house is full, I just mean, you know, my teens are home, Bay's home. So if you hear movement, if you hear a loud and obnoxious teen screaming, that's my daughter playing video games. So just carry on, act like normal. If you're a parent, you already know, right? So June. Let's talk about my June reads. June was a rather disappointing month for me. I only finished 2 books, and I think my issue was, well, first, I think I just had too many eggs in the basket. I was trying to start too many things, read too many things at one time. Additionally, one of the books that was on my June TBR didn't release to the end of the month, and I think I was unrealistic in expecting myself to be able to, you know, get that book finished, you know, at the end of the month. There was just no way. The book released on the 25th. I had pre-ordered it. It came, I think, on the 27th or the 28th. So yeah, there was just no way I was gonna have that book read by the end of the month. So anyway, so let's talk about the 2 books that I did finish. The first book that I read in June was An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn. So this was book 3 in the Bridgerton series, and it follows Benedict. This is Benedict's story. And I'm not gonna lie, okay, y'all know I get tongue-tied. So I rated this one 3 stars. I didn't like Benedict. Okay, I did not like him in this book. And I don't know that in the series, you know, the Netflix series, I don't even know if I'm necessarily a fan of his storyline in the Netflix series. But I can definitely say that I did not enjoy him in this book. Okay, so first of all, it's kind of like almost felt like a Cinderella retelling. So we have Benedict, you know, our main male character, and then we have Sophie, the main female character. So Sophie is a bastard. Her mother was a maid. Her bio dad, you know, had an affair, and Sophie's the product of that. So when her mother had passed, he took her in as his ward, and he never, you know, claimed her as his child. And even though, you know, the whole household, you know, all the servants and everybody knew that's his kid, you know, he's the daddy, as Maury would say. He's the father. But he painted it as her being his ward. And his whole reasoning, I guess, I think the way the author tries to explain it, or the way they explain it in the book, kind of, is that he claimed her as his ward more or less to kind of, I guess, protect her and protect his name too, you know, because, you know, society talks, you know, children out of wedlock, you know, bastards, you know, it's not like he would be able to, he couldn't leave her anything as his bastard. You know, he couldn't provide for her as his bastard. But as his ward, he could take care of her and provide for her. So he ends up marrying the step monster, Sophie's, you know, he gets married to this widow, and she has two, you know, daughters of her own around the same age as Sophie. And I think he marries her when Sophie is like 10 or something like that. So, I mean, instantly this woman, she knows basically that Sophie is not really his ward, but she treats her like trash. So at some point, of course, you know, Sophie's dad passes away. So Sophie's dad passes away. There is a reading of the will, and there are stipulations for the step monster. You know, like, hey, he's like, you know, he sets aside, you know, I guess a dowry or trust or whatever. He sets away funds for her, you know, for the step monster's daughters, but he also sets aside, like, you know, a stipend for Sophie. And he's like, in his will, he puts, hey, like, you'll get X amount of dollars, but you'll get even more money if you continue to care for my ward, you know. So basically he was trying to set it up so that way, you know, Sophie would have a home. And so Step Monster, she didn't tell Sophie about the money that her dad has set aside for her. So Sophie starts, you know, she has the, you know, she goes all these years thinking that he really didn't care about her, but really he did. He set up a fund for her that she would get when she became of age. But her mama didn't, you know, Step Monster didn't tell her nothing about that, right? So Sophie remains in the home with Step Monster and the, you know, the two step siblings or whatever. So there's this ball, and of course Sophie's not invited because, you know, Sophie is the staff pretty much at this point, you know. Step Monster treats her like staff. So anyway, but all the staff get together. They're like, you're going to this ball. We're going to make it happen. You know, Cinderella style, right? So luckily for her, it's a masquerade ball, which of course is where she meets Benedict. Anyway, so, you know, it's one of those, I guess it was love at first sight. But hey, you know, it's a ball. She knows this is only going down one night, so she's, you know, she knows nothing can come of it, right? So anyway, so an incident happens, you know. Step Monster, I already told you, Cinderella retelling, right? Step Monster somehow finds out that Sophie wore her clothing to the ball and kicks her out. So years go by, but Benedict can't get that girl out of his mind. Like, it took him ages to get this girl out of his mind. He was in love. And so they have a chance encounter where they meet again. So Sophie moves to the countryside, and where she's basically kind of, you know, working, you know, as a maid, or, you know, whatever. You know, she's working as a servant of some sort. So, but she's working for a family, and their son is like a real creep. So Benedict happens to be friends with this creep, right? So he rescues her from a precarious situation, and they form this bond. He doesn't like really, you know, he doesn't really fall in love with her, Sophie, with, you know, with her, who he knows her to be. He doesn't really fall in love with her just yet. You know, she's a maid, you know, I mean, that's not even a possibility. But he grows to like enjoy her company, right? But then, so the more their relationship develops, he concocts this idea, like, hey, you know, like, I'm never gonna, you know, the woman from the ball, I'm never gonna meet her again. That was my one true love. You know, I've lost my shot at this. But hey, let me ask this woman to come back home with me and be my mistress. just the nerve of him. So like the situation that he saved her from, like he saves her from being, you know, basically assaulted. Okay, he saves her from being assaulted, but then he has the audacity to turn around and ask her to be his mistress. And not only does he ask her to be his mistress, when she basically refuses, like she doesn't tell him her backstory, you know, that, you know, hey, that she is the bastard child of, you know, this well-to-do guy. You know, she's keeping her secrets, keeping her stuff close to the vest, right? So he tries to like manipulate her, almost like force her to come back and be his mistress. Really? So freaking grimy, right? Like he knows that, oh, okay, because of, you know, society standards and you know, and classism and stuff like that, he can't marry her, you know, based on society standards, but he can proposition her to be his mistress. And of course Sophie's like, absolutely not, because in the back of her mind she's like, I'm a bastard. Why would I put my child through that? Like, if we have kids, why would I put my child through that? You know? So yeah, that's just, he just gave me the ick in this. Like he was this rich boy who had never been told no. You know, like, how dare you use your power in that way to manipulate this woman? Just and I did give it 3 stars because it was okay. There were some nice moments in it, but out of the, you know, the 3 books so far in the series, that one was definitely, it didn't hold a candle to book 1 and book 2. So, offer from a gentleman, 3 stars. All right, so the next and final book that I read in June was Leather and Lark by Bren Weaver. Now this is book 2 of the Ruinous, is it Ruinous Love, Ruinous Fate? It's book 2 in this trilogy by Bren Weaver. So I rated this one 4 stars. I definitely like book 1 better. I like book 1 better. The banter was just better in book 1, but book 2 was still good. Okay, don't get me wrong, book 2 was still good, but it did have some issues for me. Okay, but let's get to it. Okay, so Leather and Lark is basically, our main male character is Lachlan Kane, right? Yes, Lachlan Kane. So he is the brother of Rowan from book 1. So if you read book 1, you know that you have Rowan. So Lachlan's the oldest. We got Lachlan, Rowan, and then the third brother, I'm gonna insert his name in here because I can't remember it off the top of my head. So yeah, so this story follows Lachlan, and then our main female character is Lark, who is the best friend. All right, so Lark is the best friend of Sloane, who is our main female character in book 1. Okay, so we're here to talk about Leather and Lark, so let's focus on that. Okay, so Lachlan and Lark. All right, so this book is a kind of like a fake dating trope / enemies to lovers. So Lark and Lachlan kind of have this chance encounter. So Lark, y'all, Lark is wild. Okay, let me just say, like, that opening like scene with her, she is wild. She's literally dressed as, it's Halloween, so she is dressed as okay, so it's Halloween. Lark is dressed up as Harley Quinn, and she is wild. Okay, so Lark has this secret, right? She too herself is a bit of a serial killer. She's a bit of a killer herself, but she hasn't shared this information with Sloane. She doesn't want Sloane to worry about her. She doesn't want Sloane to judge her. I don't know if she's worried about Sloane judging her so much as she doesn't want Sloane to like worry about her, but this is her little dark secret. So anyway, so her and Lachlan have this chance encounter one Halloween night, and neither one of them, they don't know they don't know, you know, she doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know who she really is when they meet. So they meet and it's a really bad experience. Like, Lachlan puts her in the trunk. Kind of bad experience. So a year passes, and so hold on, let me back up. Let me tell you a little bit about Lachlan. So we know that Rowan is a serial killer. Well, Lachlan is a kind of like a contract assassin, cleanup guy. You know, he works for a baddie who, he works for a guy who, I mean, it's almost like Rowan's work, but he works for this guy who kind of like contracts with like the rich people. So when they want some wet work done, or they want somebody, you know, roughed up or whatever, they go to him. And then he, you know, has Lachlan do the dirty work, or he does the dirty work himself, whatever. So his boss is a straight up like lunatic. But anyway, so Lachlan's in this life, but he, you know, he doesn't enjoy it. He's tired of this life. He wants out. But because of his encounter with Lark, his, you know, he's kind of messed up his boss's business. So anyway, so it's like a year later, he meets Lark again, but they still don't quite realize that this is the person I met a year before. So anyway, so once they do figure it out, they hate each other because they hated each other that night. So things start happening. People start dying. So it looks like somebody is targeting Lark's family's business or whatever. And it looks like they're trying to set up Lachlan and potentially Rowan, right? So fingers are all pointing to the Kane brothers. So Lark comes up with this idea, you know, hey, you know, she wants to, you know, if her family takes out, you know, Rowan and Lachlan, I mean, Sloane's gonna be devastated, right? So what's the only thing that she can do to protect, you know, protect Sloane's heart, protect Rowan? Well, she herself needs to, you know, needs to not only date Lachlan, she needs to marry him, because you know, her family would never do anything to hurt her, right? So they developed this whole plan, which really is her idea. But so she presents it to Lachlan, you know, hey, you know, let's get married and let's figure out who's setting you up, who's you know, who's a 187, who's pulling a 187 on my family and friends. So anyway, so they set out to catch a killer, right? So like I said, good enough, not good enough. I gave it 4 stars. It was a good book. Wasn't as good as book 1. Very, very graphic in the violence as well as the spice. So be forewarned. I mean, if you're reading book 2, you've already read book 1, so you already know what's up, okay? So I will say there is this one scene, honey. Now let me talk these lots. There is this one scene, let me tell you about it. I can't spoil it, but let me just say, Lark gives Lachlan some control, okay, to let him know how invested she is, or how, you know, to let him know she's all in with him, okay. It was good. Okay. All right, so Leather and Lark, 4 stars. Excellent read. All right, so now that we have addressed the 2 books that I read for the month of June, let's talk about July. And instead of saying, you know, hey, this is my TBR, this is what I'm going to read, these are my July hopefuls, okay? This is what I'm hoping to read, hoping to finish this month. So the first book that I am hoping to read is actually one that I'm in the middle of. So I started the Silent Patient. I started it on July 1st, and y'all, this book, I'm listening to the audiobook. This book is a banger, okay? I am 42% in at this point. So good. So but this is a thriller, and it is about a woman, what's her name? Alicia Berenson. So Alicia is accused, and I don't think they didn't convict her. I think they declared her mentally incompetent, But anyway, Alicia is accused of murdering her husband. Okay, so then we have Theo, who is a psychotherapist who is convinced that he can get through to Alicia, because apparently she hasn't, since the night of her husband's murder, she has not said one word. She has been silent for 6 whole years. Wow. So, you know, everybody, the judge and everybody's just convinced, hey, she did it, because an innocent person would speak up and protest and, you know, proclaim their innocence, right? So we're getting 2 points of views in this one. We got, you know, the psychotherapist's view, and then we have Alicia's. And even though she hasn't spoken a word, we're kind of getting her like in the past, like, you know, her past view, and she's, you know, we're hearing her diary, her thoughts from her diary. So it is so good right now. So like I said, I am 42% in, and this is really well written. I'm loving it. Another book that I plan to read for July is another book that I started. This is one that I had on my June TBR, and it is Dawn of the Cursed Queen. You know, sometimes you gotta think if you're saying something right. Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber V. Nicole. I talked about this in my June TBR video, so I won't go into details about it. Go read that last one. I'm not gonna read that last one. Go watch the last video for a synopsis on this one. So, you know, it's a romantasy. I already started it. Life happened, and I had too many, like I said, juggling too many balls at one time. So I did not get this one done in June. So it's rolling over to my July TBR. The next book that I intend to read this month, let me see. Did I make me a little list? Yes. So pretty much everything that I intended to read last month is on my TBR for this month. So Got the Canna sounds better instead of Got the Canna. I don't know why. Got the Canna, which is a it's like a dark, I don't know if it's dark or I don't know if it's a dark romance or It's a romance, dark academia. Also, like I said, talked about that in the last one. So check that video out. So Dawn of the Cursed Queen, got the Canna, and Children of Anguish and Anarchy, which is one of these boxes, you know, one of the boxes I will. Children of Anguish and Anarchy, which is book 3 in the Legacy of Orisha series by Tomi Adeyemi, which is a young adult fantasy. Talked about in the last video. Not gonna run down the synopsis again. We got things to do. We're rolling through this. Well, the next book that I hope to read this month is 1201. Well, look, I put this on my list, and I don't even know who the author is. Let me pull it up. So this one's on Kindle Unlimited, and I got this rec from Shaughnessy, from one of her videos. Where is it? It's not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, I clicked on it. So now it thinks I'm going to read it right now. Anyway, so 1201, A Delusional Enemies to Lovers Romance by Bella J. So anyway, I saw this in a video from Shaughnessy, or by Shaughnessy. And apparently this is messy and unhinged. So I don't think that I have read anything messy and unhinged, at least not lately. So I'm like, I need a little mess in my life. You know, a lot of these romance books have been like making me cry, having me down bad. So I need a little reality TV-ish type situation. So let's read the synopsis. Okay, so it says, picture this. Your fiance cheats on you the night before your wedding with someone he claimed was his cousin. Say what? Then just months later, he's at the altar with the same cousin. What would you do? A, crash their wedding and unleash chaos. B, accept an invite to attend a play party with his brother. Or C, get the ultimate lick back by having a fling with his brother at that very party. For Time Henley, it's all the above. But things take an unexpected turn when Time finds herself falling for Midnight Drayton, the very person she's despised for a solid 2 years. As emotions and schemes collide, Time navigates a path filled with revenge, unexpected attraction, and a messy entanglement. Step into Time's shoes as she seeks to rewrite the narrative she once knew, exploring the thin line between vindication and unanticipated romance. Y'all, this sounds messy. Messy. And I'm here for it. I'm here for a little mess. But can we also talk about these names? Time. And then Midnight. Where do these authors come up with this? But I love the way that she spells Time's name. You know, it's Tyme. Interesting. So this one sounds like a messy wild ride. I am here for it. Yes. Oh, forgot to mention, I also read I had my second ARC read. Hey, your girl's moving up. I had my second ARC read, and it was Breaking Yesterday by A.G. Harris. So this is described as a coming of age story. We have our main character, Poppy, who suffers like unimaginable loss, like back to back. Like the girl gets put through it. So she's experienced loss. She has an abusive ex. And then we have our main male character, Julian, who is I don't know what his ranking is, but he's in the Army Special Forces. So after being injured in the line of duty, he is discharged, and his only option at this point is to become the CEO, accept the CEO position of his family's business. And then I mentioned that his family's business is they're in the weapons business, like supplying weapons for the government or whatever. So government contracts. So yeah, so Poppy decides, once she gets her inheritance, she needs she needs a change of scenery. She wants to try to live her life. So she moves to a new state. They have a chance encounter, and we see how their little relationship kind of blooms. They both have their own trauma, they both have their own past, and yeah, there's a lot of things a lot of things with this one. A lot of secrets and lies and trauma. So I will, when I do my wrap up, I will give my full review on this one. But all right, to the part that we've all really been waiting for, okay? The books. Okay, I am so excited. Y'all don't understand. Okay, so my initial plan was to, I'm gonna wait and open them up with you guys, and no, I couldn't wait. I had to go ahead and open them, get a little peeky peek. Okay, so let's start with one that we kind of already expected. This was the pre-order of Children of Anguish and Anarchy. This was my first order, in fact, from Books of Wonder. So, there you go. Shop independent bookstores, right? Shop and support your independent bookstores. All right, so let's look at this beauty. Ooh, so I got the signed and personalized. I got it signed by Tommy. Got my first signed book, y'all. Okay. Okay. So anyway, let's look at this beauty. Ooh, she cute, okay? And look at them edges. Can y'all y'all see that? I don't really know, like, y'all. I'm new to this, not true to it, okay? Just look at those sprayed edges. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Let me lean me back. Oh, I think you got it. All right. So, what do we got on the inside? Ooh, let's look at the inside. Let's take off the dust jacket and check out the artwork on the inside. Okay. Oh, take it off. All right, look at that. And it says for Shalita. Oh gosh, excuse me. If y'all heard that burp, I am so sorry. I don't know, is that focusing? Because I'm trying not to look, but I'm trying to look. Okay. Are we getting a good look at that? Hope so. Hope so. And then here's the back. Ooh, listen to that crunch. Honey, we are new. We are brand new. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. I can't really see. Okay. So, this first package. Our pre-order of Children of Anguish and Anarchy. Y'all cannot wait to get out. I can't wait to dig into this. Like, y'all don't know. I already know. I'm hearing like mixed reviews on it, but I don't care because this is book 3. I've been waiting, like story of my life. I'm waiting on this, okay? I've been waiting for this, and I know I'm gonna cry. Y'all gonna see me on her boo-hooing. So I do plan on doing a reading vlog, reading this one, for sure. All right, what's next? Okay, let's start with this one. So this one I didn't open in advance. This one I did want to open on camera with you guys. So this one, yeah, I heard that noise. Yeah, I heard it. I'm pretty sure that's one of my kids. I think it's my daughter, in fact. Could be my son. I don't know. All right. So anyway, so this one I picked up from Satisfiction, which is a subscription service, a book subscription service, and they cater more or less to BIPOC authors. So let's see. And this was my first shipment, my first order. This was their, this is the July book. Okay, so the next one will come in September. So they have two subscription levels, or two subscription options. So you have the book only, which is what I got, and then there's like the one, I don't know what it's called, but the more deluxe version, which has it has the book and a bunch of other goodies. But like I said, you know, it's curated with, you know, BIPOC authors. So let's open her up, honey. Let's see. Oh, got my letter opener, aka old pair of scissors. Let's get in it. Let's get it. Okay. Ooh. All right, y'all. I have this sweater, and it's so old. And all right. Ooh, y'all can't even shop. I mean, should I pan it down? Whatever. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. No need to pan the camera down. I'm gonna hold it up. Yeah, I hear you in the background. You're not on camera, luckily. Crunchy toes. I call my son Crunchy Toes because when he walks, I don't know, like his little toe bones are always like creaking and crunching. So, Crunchy Toes. What else? Okay, so we got the book. I want to see what's in here with the book. What goodies we got? Ooh, we have like a we got some artwork slash. It's too big to be considered a postcard. Oh, but I'm glad, because honestly, this was purely like a cover purchase. You know, I was like, ooh, that cover looks amazing. Sign me up. Well, actually, they had like a wait list. So finally I got off the wait list with this one. So I was like, okay, yes. Let's see. So, ooh, I guess maybe I should be nice and show you guys. So this one is, I guess, about like demons and angels. It's a paranormal, you know, type situation. Can y'all see that? See that? It's really nice. Oh, got a little thank you postcard. Oh, what it says. You don't need to see the back. Anyway, it does say, it says, "Dear Shalita, thank you so much for supporting Satisfiction in our vision of uplifting diverse voices. 5% of net 5% of net proceeds from this purchase will be donated to literacy organizations that help inspire future generations. Thank you again for your continued support, and I hope you enjoy your new novel. Jolie M., founder." So, thank you, Jolie Boo. Thank you. All right. So let's see. We'll read this. We'll read the back of that postcard after we get the book out. Let's. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Little strip tease. Oh, come on now. Don't make me beg. All right, we got a little something. Got a little something else in here. Oh, how nice! It's what do they call it? Like a signature plate, autograph plate. This is the strap and stuff. This is the author's signature here. It's really nice. She got a nice handwriting, Penny. Okay, so here's the book. All right, so let's take her out of the wrap. Look at that. I'm providing ASMR, and so is Bay in there. He's grilling, y'all, and it smells amazing right now. All right, so ooh, here we go. So this is The Fall That Saved Us. You see that? And it is by Tamara Jury. And this is the lovely cover. She's cute. That's the real artwork. You see, we've got our devil and our angel here. Okay, so let's check out the inside. So it looks like some feathers. Okay. And ooh, let's get to what we all really came here for. the sprayed edges. Check that out. Gorgeous, honey. Just gorgeous. Yeah. Obsessed. Okay. All right, so let's read this. Let's read the inside jacket. All right. So it says, Cassiel has given up the family tradition of demon hunting, leaving behind her sacred angelic duty and fated sword. What she can't leave behind are the scars. To cope, she spends her days immersed in work, pouring all her attention into New Haven Books, her small bookstore, an anchor in the new world she's carved for herself. But the past hasn't let go of Cassiel yet. When a succubus named Avitu arrives to claim her angel-touched soul, Cassiel's old hunter instincts flare, forcing her to choose between old knowledge and her truth. What should be a fatal seduction becomes a bargain neither woman expects. As they grow closer, Avitu is surprised to find her own pain reflected in Cassiel, a Nephilim deemed fallen by her own family standards. By choosing trust, they reveal the lies that bind them. Falling for each other begins a path towards healing. But exercising the effects of trauma is harder than naming it. And to explore the unfettered possibility, hold on, let's start that sentence over. But exercising the effects of trauma is harder than naming it. And to explore the unfettered possibility Avitu represents, Cassiel must find a way to reclaim and redefine her angelic heritage. Oh, so this is like a, this is a demons and angel romantasy. A sapphic romance, so pretty cool. I have not read one, so this would be my first. So it says she was an angel, and I have dedicated my life to understanding angels. Okay, digging it. So, okay, moving right along, y'all. I am so excited for these books. Seriously. So this was, I guess this was like a month of this, or these orders. Mark new store, new website purchases for me. Because I've never, this is my first book with Satisfiction. That was my first book from Books of Wonder. So, pretty cool. All right, so, the coup d'etat, the last one. So, I was, honey. So I was watching Kayla's Bookish Vibes, and she was talking about this $5.99 sale at Book Outlet. And I'm like, what is Book Outlet? What is this treasure you speak of? How have I not heard of this? So, I mean, mind you guys, I am new to BookTube, right? So I need y'all to be putting me up on game, okay? And that she did. Okay, so this is my haul from Book Outlet from the $5.99 sale. Okay, so we have Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha Tooley, and this is one that I think I've seen on social media. May even be one that was like recommended. Well, I mean, if I seen it on social media, it was recommended by somebody, right? Duh, Shalita. Anyway, so this one I do believe is a I think it's a young adult fantasy. I know it's a fantasy. I think it is a young adult fantasy, and it is a romantasy. According to the back, it is a fantasy romance. So, quick rundown because we've got quite a few books in here. All right, it says 10 women, a deadly contest. Only one can win the Sun King's heart. Laura has endured 12 long years of torment under the Aurora King's rule. Her only desire is to escape and pay him back for every moment of misery she's endured. When a surprise release finds her in the hands of the rival Sun King, Laura is thrust into the spotlight as she competes against 9 other tributes for the role of queen. If she wins his heart, she'll earn her freedom and finally get her revenge. Okay, girl, get your revenge. Get your vengeance. But Laura doesn't belong in the Sun Queen trials. Not only does she not understand why she was freed, she isn't a citizen of the Sun King's court. The other tributes resent her presence and will stop at nothing to ensure Laura is removed from the competition permanently. Now Laura must win, because if she loses, she dies.
If he dies, he dies.
Or worse, she'll be returned to the evil and now vengeful Aurora King. Okay. Sounds good, right? Y'all know I love me some fantasy. And if you don't know, now you know. All right. So another one, I do believe this one is also a young adult fantasy. This one is A Song of Wraiths in Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. So look at that cover, y'all. She is gorgeous. She is, she's giving black girl magic. So, okay. So, it says for Malik. Okay. Y'all, why y'all want to make me pronounce stuff that I can't pronounce? For Malik, the Solstacia Festival is a chance to escape his war-stricken home and start a new life with his sisters in the prosperous desert of Zyran. But when a vengeful spirit abducts his youngest sister, Nadia, as payment to enter the city, Malik strikes a fatal deal. Kill Karina, crown princess of Zyran, in exchange for Nadia's freedom. I mean, for mine, she'd have to go too. But Karina has deadly aspirations of her own. Hold on, boo. Her mother, the Sultana, has been assassinated. Her court threatens mutiny, and Solstacia looms like a knife over her neck. Grief-stricken, Karina decides to resurrect her mother through ancient magic, requiring the beating heart of a king. Well, damn. And she knows just how to obtain one. By offering her hand in marriage to the victor of the Solstacia competition. Savage. When Malik rigs his way into the contest, he and Karina are set on a heart-pounding course to destroy each other. But as attraction flares between them and ancient evils stare, will they be able to see their task to the death? So this is clearly a romantasy, and it's giving like enemies to lovers. That's one of my favorite tropes, enemies to lovers. Right, especially in a fantasy. I absolutely love enemies to lovers in a fantasy. It just chef's kiss. All right, so next, and this one, I have not heard of this one, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, that title alone like sold me. So this one is The Library of the Dead by, who is this by? TL. Don't come for me if this is not how it's pronounced. Don't come for me. TL Hoochie. First of all, I was dead ass. I was dead ass reading and get this Hoochie. Okay. I was thinking Hoochie. We've been talking about romance, so the brain goes where the brain goes. TL Hoochie. All right, and let's see the description, because honestly, this was strictly a cover purchase. The title got me. The cover was eerie looking. I was like, this looks good. This looks like a good time. So it says, when ghosts talk, she will listen. Ropa dropped out of school to become a ghost talker and she now speaks to Edinburgh's dead, carrying messages to those they left behind. A girl's got to earn a living, and it seems harmless enough. Until that is, the dead begin to whisper that someone's bewitching children, leaving them husks, empty of joy and life. It's in Ropa's city, so she feels honor-bound to investigate. But what she learns will change her world. She'll dice with death, not part of her life plan, discovering an occult library and a taste for hidden magic. She'll also experience dark times. For Edinburgh hides a wealth of secrets, and Ropa's gonna hunt them all down. So what describes it is, this little blurb says it's The Sixth Sense meets Stranger Things, and this sharp contemporary fantasy following a precocious and cynical teen as she explores the shadowy, magical underside of modern Edinburgh. That sounds good. That sounds good. So it's like it's a young adult fantasy. Sounds really good. Sounds good. All right. Moving right along. What do we have next? We got quite a few. Oh, this one is another cover purchase. It's just gorgeous. It's just, look at that. Somebody come look at this. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Look at her. Stunning, honey. Stunning. This is The Princess of Thornwood Drive by Kalia Moreau. Looks so good. Oh, look at her. She looks so young. The author. Huh. All right, so this one says, two sisters, two worlds, one grave danger to them both. Lane Highland would give anything to be in another reality. Any reality. Ever since the accident that killed her parents and left her younger sister paralyzed and nonverbal, Lane's been overwhelmed by grief and mind-numbing responsibility. But she clings to a single bright strand of hope that one day the sister she knew will come back to her. Alyssa lives in a world woven with light and Caribbean magic. A fairy tale-like existence where her parents have disappeared into the dark forest and she's been cursed as a Changle? As evil starts to spread through the kingdom, she's desperate to pierce the veil between her realm and her sister's and give warning. For a dark prince is intent on winning Lane's heart, and now the sisters must find a way back to each other or risk being separated forever. Oh, this sounds so... this sounds so... Oh, it sounds so cute. It sounds like a real... Sounds like a coming of age fantasy almost, but this sounds good. Wow. Accident left her younger sister paralyzed and nonverbal. Oh wow. Yo, this one sounds really good. Like, I am so glad this cover caught my attention. This sounds so good. And let me say, these books aren't in the most perfect condition. I think these are like, I forgot how they describe them. Like they're like overstock or something like that, from stores and publishing companies or whatever. So some of them, do look like a little worn around the edges. This one looks a little dirty on the back, but I'm not bugging. I mean, they're books. Okay, they're books. If I went in Barnes and like something was bent back and they were charging me $20 for a book, oh hell yeah. No, I want a different book. But this book was $6, originally $17. So I can deal with a little dirt, a little wear. All right, moving along. So next is like a new favorite author for me. This is Technically Yours by Denise Williams. Y'all, I read How to Fail at Flirting. What was that? Last month. Was it? No, not last month, because June was a suckfest. I read it in May and it was so freaking good. So when I saw that this was on there for $6, your girl couldn't pass it up. So let's let's read the synopsis of this one. So it says, 8 years ago, he fell in love with a stranger he couldn't have. Today, she's back in his life, and the sparks between them threaten to set her career on fire. Pearl Harris has learned the hard way to be careful in work and in love. She has the chance to make lasting change at Our Code, a nonprofit aimed at inspiring high schoolers to code, but a recent scandal puts its reputation at risk. Further complicating things, Pearl didn't expect the one man she never stopped thinking about to join as the newest member of her board of directors. Oh, second chance romance. Okay. Cord Matthews. Oh, Cord Matthews. Cord Matthews fell for Pearl when they met in an elevator 8 years ago. She's just his type. Smart, capable, and makes him laugh. But when she broke his heart, he decided love wasn't for him. Damn. She broke that man's heart 8 years prior, and he swore off love for 8 solid years. Damn. Girl, you traumatized that man. What? Now I really want to know what she did to him. Just make him swear off love for like 8 years. All right. When they reconnect after years with no contact, Cord is tempted to consider breaking his ban on serious relationships. But going public with a romance between them might derail Pearl's career, and the progress she's made at Our Code. While Pearl and Cord are both hesitant to trust their feelings and take a risk, it soon becomes impossible to keep ignoring the electricity between them. Cord is a skilled programmer, but a workplace romance might spell disaster for both of them. And love isn't easily debugged. Boom. Look, Denise, girl, I'm on to you. I am on to you with the word puns and the cute nerdy like dad jokes situations. Debugged. And then the fact that their initials, Pearl and Cord, PC, computers, coders, Denise, girl, I heart you. I do. So if this is anything like, yes, look, we got like text messages or DMs. We've got a good amount of dialogue. Okay, this is gonna be a good fluffy read. Like I'll need to read this like after reading something super sad and heavy. Like this is what I'll need to like bring me out of that funk for sure. Last but not least, we have, and there's 3 books. I'm pulling them out because it is a series, and I'm an idiot, so let me pull it up so I can see which one's book 1, book 2, and book 3. Let's look it up. So this is the Bennett series by Kennedy Ryan, and y'all know, you already know Kennedy is my girl. Okay, so the first one here is When You Are Mine, and then we have Loving You Always is book 2. Be Mine Forever, I think there was an orange one. Y'all really gotta look, but I think this is book 3, and then that's it. That's all I picked up. So book 4 is Until I'm Yours. I don't have that one yet. They didn't have it. Otherwise, I would have got it. So yes, When You're Mine. Look, I didn't hold it up enough. When You Are Mine, Loving You Always, and Be Mine Forever. So I'm just gonna read that back. Like I said, this is almost an hour long on this clip, so I might just read the back of book 1. Are these interconnected, or does this follow the same? Yeah, I think these might be interconnected. Those look like different couples. All right, so it says, Karis Morton knows how to make things work. Bounced from foster home to foster home as a kid, she adapted, and when opportunity arose, she thrived. Now about to open her own business and accept a marriage proposal, Karis is ready to build the life she's always wanted. The only thing missing, a passionate connection with her would-be fiance, Cam. Thanks. Karis wants to believe that sparks are overrated until Walsh Bennington... Oh, nope. Look, I'm changing the name. Karis wants to believe that sparks are overrated until Walsh Bennett lights up... Lights? Take 3. Karis wants to believe that sparks are overrated until Walsh Bennett lights her up like the 4th of July. Okay. As one of the East Coast's most eligible bachelors, Walsh enjoys financial independence, fulfilling work with his family's nonprofit, and plenty of female attention. Oh, he is a playboy. But lately, he's been distracted by the one woman he can't have. Lovely to look at and even sweeter to know, Karis is the soulmate Walsh never thought he would find. The problem is, his best friend found her first. Oh, forbidden love. Forbidden love. Oh my goodness. Not him lusting after his best friend's girl. His best friend's fiance. All right, so book 2. So well, clearly I guess it says it's the Bennett series, so this must be about the Bennetts. All right, Joe Walsh. Wait a minute, hold on now. Hold on. First book talked about Walsh Bennett. Now we got Joe Walsh. Okay, weird stuff. Whatever. Joe Walsh has loved Cameron Mitchell for as long as she can remember. Whether front and center in her life or on the periphery, the tall, brooding artist has made his presence seductively and irresistibly known. But whenever they start to get close, Cam pulls away. Joe's tired of keeping her feelings in a box that Cam is afraid to open. If he wants her, he'll have to prove it. And if he doesn't, Joe will need to know the real reason why. How do you walk away from your soulmate? Cam wishes he knew. No matter how far he runs from Joe, he can't resist looking back at the silver eyes that seem to see right through him. But as well as Joe thinks she understands Cam, the dark truth about his past is something she shouldn't have to handle. Cam's sure that setting Joe free is the right thing to do. Too bad his heart has other ideas. Alright, so this one, like I said, is this the last one? Or did I read them out of order? No, I think I read them out of order. I think Be Mine Forever should have been book 3. Whatever. I think I read them out of order. Okay, so Loving You Always. All right, it says an impossible choice and undeniable love. Karis Morton should be the happiest woman in the world. She has a successful business and is about to start the family she's always wanted. But the man of her dreams, the one whose green eyes see straight into her soul and whose gentle hands make her body hum with pleasure, is not hers. That's not your man. Woman, where is your husband? I said, woman. Mahalia Jackson. All right. Each secret moment with Walsh Bennett serves to remind Karis of what she's missing, and every stolen hour makes it harder to see her future without him. But being with Walsh would betray a sacred promise and upend her perfect life. When tragedy strikes, the razor's edge between love and loyalty grows sharper than ever, and Karis must decide where her heart will fall. Okay, I think this was book 2. I think I read the descriptions out of order. All right, so all right guys, so that is it. Let's gather up all the book babies, because we need a thumbnail, right? We need a thumbnail. Oh my God, Becky. Look, I'm middling, y'all. The rain finally stopped. I just saw somebody walking past. All right, oof. She thick. The thick. That's a lot of, oh my God. This is a big book stack. It's like one of those big sandwiches. Like, how do people eat them? Oh, wait a minute. Let's use the couch for support. Are we getting it? Oh no. Oh, come on now. A little cooperation. little more cooperation. I'll drop the babies. Don't call the book police on me. All right, so if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, friends, bye.